Really stoked about song number one on my fantasy playlist dated January the 19th, 1986. I had to put a good rock and roll song at the top position on my fantasy playlist. Asia with Go. This is from their third album called Astra. Asia was huge in the early 80s. They were from the ashes of the progressive rock bands of the 60s and early 70s, early to mid 70s. John Wetton, one of the original members of Asia, formerly of King Crimson. Steve Howe, a guitarist of the Luminous Yes, back in the 70s, long distance runaround, Roundabout, You and I, Your Move. And also Geoff Downes, also of Yes, and Carl Palmer, the drummer of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Lucky Man. Carnival, I believe, was the name of that record. And he was also the drummer. I don't know if anybody goes back to the 60s, but he was in the band Crazy World of Arthur Brown. They had that one-hit wonder with Fire back in the fall of 1968. Carl Palmer playing on drums on that. Now he's in the group Asia. The first album, self-titled, was Asia. It spent 9 weeks at the top of the American album charts, yielded the commercial Heat of the Moment, which was huge in the spring of 82, and then Only Time Will Tell, the brilliant Only Time Will Tell, in the summer of 1982. Their second album, called Alpha, didn't do as well. Gosh doggy, what was the hit off that album? I don't remember it right now. I just remember it was out in the summer of 1983. Don't Try or Don't Cry, I believe, was the name of the record, and then Astra came out. Now, Drew and Alpha, John Wetton, had left the group temporarily, because the group, the album Alpha didn't do as well as their first album. And there was also some rumor about his alcohol dependency problem, but he rejoined the group by the time they started on their third album. However, Steve Howe left the group by the time they started on Astra, and he was replaced by a hard rock and guitarist. His name was Mandy Mayer of the group Crocus. Remember Crocus? Yeah, we're talking about some rock and roll. Love that rock and roll. And he put his hard rock guitar playing into this song Go, but Astra didn't sell as well. As a matter of fact, the album Astra, their third album, Asia's third album, it sold so poorly that their record label canceled their tour. And John Wetton said something, I guess he might have been a little facetious. He said the album did very well in Sweden, but there's not a lot of sales in Sweden. And that's right. You want the big money? I mean, you can make money if you were popular in England, but if you're popular here in America, you can get filthy rich. Alright, this is yes, this is Asia with Go at number one on my fantasy playlist.